Hello, everyone. This is Adam Meister, the Bitcoin Meister, the Disrupt Meister. Welcome to the One Bitcoin Show. Today is February the 11th, 2019. Strong hand, long-term thinking. Bitcoin is the next Bitcoin. Offended by selling. Value your wealth in Bitcoin. Personal responsibility is a new counterculture. Okay, everyone, I hope you're seeing a picture of me today at the Ramon Crater in Israel, near the city, or it's in the town of Mitzpeh Ramon. We've got a father and son Bitcoin team that live there, well, they're from there, and they like to show. They're big fans. I'm big fans of theirs. They should be proud. A great father-son combo. They took me on an off-roading tour there today. And I mean, it was real off-roading. And so if you ever want to go off-roading at the Ramon Crater, you contact me. I'll put you in touch with these dudes. They accept Bitcoin, obviously. Huge Bitcoin fans. They are really strong hands. So, okay. Can you see me now, people? I really hope you just saw the Ramon Crater. If you didn't just see it, me standing by the Ramon Crater earlier today, I'm going to have to show it in another video. People in the chat, give me a confirmation on that. That you just saw a picture of me in the Ramon Crater. Anyway, so pound that like button if you like traveling around Israel. Long live Israel. Long live Zionism. So, in motion like these guys are, man. It was true motion today. I mean, serious. It looks like it's a crater formed by a river. It's not formed by a meteorite. And yeah, it's in the desert. It's in southern Israel. It was great experience. I really thank them for today. It's really good being in motion and meeting all sorts of Bitcoin fans, Bitcoin off-roaders in the middle of Israel, baby. So let's go to a tweet about another country. Indian Finance Minister Piyush Goyal said he wants to print currency to finance the deficit. Very interesting. India wants to print currency to finance the deficit. Come on, cut this. Hey, one step closer to Bitcoin there in India. If they're going to start to inflate the money supply even more over there, that's good news for Bitcoin holders. It was one day the people of India, I mean, even if 10% of them, 5% of them, there's over 1 billion people, if they wake up and they start to really care about inflation, and it looks like their leaders will go the inflation route. Yeah, that'd be great. I've always said I want India to be the next South Korea of Bitcoin. Okay, so that's linked to below. Always got to bring up some India news once in a while. Yeah, I know it's not exactly Bitcoin India news, but Finance Minister said he wants to print currency to finance the deficit. That's the way of the world today, isn't it? So who's this? Bitcoinization, this person's name is. It's fun. Oh, here we're talking about corrupt leaders. It's funny how many people believe that Bitcoin will end up being banned by corrupt politicians, when in reality, they will be the ones defending it. Now, that's an interesting take. That's a very interesting take. Will the truly corrupt politicians, will they be like, wait a second, we shouldn't ban this? And the reason they're saying we shouldn't ban this is because they're just trying to gather it up, and so they won't get in trouble. So they'll look like regular people just buying it up. They weren't criminals; they were just buying it up. Or can we interpret that saying as meaning that corrupt politicians are the ones defending it by being corrupt? Because it reminds us that we need to protect ourselves against them. Who knows? Check that out. Check it out. It's linked to below. But everyone does say it's the corrupt politicians that are going to ban. Now, all politicians are corrupt on a certain level, right? I'd say. So maybe there will be the politicians that try to, probably the politicians that try to ban it won't be the corrupt ones. They'll be the ones that are virtue signaling, that just want to look like they're doing something else. Like, oh, we're cutting down on people selling illegal herbs. All right. So check that tweet out. Yeah, I got up pretty early today. Definitely. I was up like at 5 a.m. But it was a wild day. You could travel. Israel's a really small country, man. Didn't take me long to get down to southern Israel on the train and then take a car. Even we could have gone down to Eilat today, but I didn't. I've never been there before. Shout out. Let's read this one. Whale Panda says, this is a quote. Jiang Zhao says Bitcoin Core's next goal is to increase Bitcoin's fixed supply and stop halving. And Whale Panda says, well, Jiang Zhao is lying again, like the previous times. I guess it's make random S up and try to scam people into buying Bcash. Time again. So yeah, I'm only pointing this out because I pointed out that this would be a popular FUD topic. People trying to spread rumors about they're going to increase the supply, and this guy's doing it for his own, probably trying to promote. He's a big Bcash guy. Yeah, I've heard of this dude before. And then he'll say, well, Bcash has a fixed supply. It'll never increase over 21 million. So yeah, fixed supply FUD in the house. Don't get freaked out when you read a story about this, because there might be more about this Jiang. Just because he's got a complex name that I can't pronounce doesn't mean he's a reputable individual and that you should start panic selling because you think they're going to increase the Bitcoin supply. They're not. But people will go with this line of FUD. FUD of the month. FUD flavor of the month. Of February of 2019, but probably March of 2020, April 2021. Who knows? It'll keep coming back. It's all cyclical. I was informed by someone in the chat that a cryptocurrency fraudster was sentenced by the FBI, or the FBI reported this story. He gave me this link. But this fraudster who was involved in the good old days of cloud mining. Oh, you newbies aren't familiar with the cloud mining scams. Oh, they were plentiful. And I would warn people, and people would say, oh, no, it'll work out. Again, the easiest thing, back then, people desperately wanted to do something with their Bitcoin. So they just gave it to cloud miners who stole their Bitcoin. You just hold your Bitcoin. That's all you need to do with your Bitcoin. You put it on your Trezor. That's what you do. That's all. I know it sounds boring. Now, one of these guys' companies was called GAW Miners or GAW Miners. Do not go to gawminers.com. I was warned. I don't know if it's been hacked. You might be curious because you're going to read this story and you're going to read about it, but do not go to it. I was warned. I don't even know if it's true, if it's been hacked, or if there's a real problem. But the guy in the chat who told me about the story, I don't want anybody getting in, having any problems going to a bad site because I talked about it. So don't go to gawminers.com. Now here's the FBI release. The victims of Homero Joshua Garza's virtual currency scam lost more than $9 million, and Garza will spend 21 months in prison, followed by 3 years of supervised release after pleading guilty to one count of wire fraud. He has also been ordered to pay restitutions to his victims. In charging documents, prosecutors contend Garza founded and operated several Connecticut-based businesses, Gall Miners, Zen Miner, and Zen Cloud, between 2014 and 2015, called the good old days, that sold Bitcoin mining hardware, offered shares in a virtual currency mining operation, and created and sold virtual currency called Paycoin. None of these businesses would have been illegal if conducted properly, but through a series of misleading and false statements about his company's capabilities, partnerships, and financial backing, Garza fraudulently drew investors to his enterprises and eventually resorted to Ponzi scheme tactics to delay detection of his fraud. So yeah, this was something we went through in the last few years. We're going to go through it again once things start getting hot again. I don't know what the next cloud mining will be, okay? What the hottest thing to make money off of your Bitcoin is going to be. But beware. And also know that, yeah, these guys do get punished in one way or the other, apparently. So you can read more about that below. So we talked last week about Jack Dorsey a lot, and I mentioned how Stefan Livera, who's been on my show before out of Australia, he arranged for Jack Dorsey and Elizabeth Stark to be on his show. And lo and behold, this weekend he pulled it off. I haven't listened yet, but I linked to it below. Jack Dorsey and Elizabeth Stark, Bitcoin native currency of the internet, it's called. So check that out below. Alistair Milne has a tweet about, people are talking about these latest ETF rumors, that there's going to be an ETF that's going to be all complex, involving lots of different financial instruments. I don't even know. Okay, I didn't read the article. I didn't link to it below either. I linked to his tweet, which says there will eventually be thousands of investment products with exposure to Bitcoin, only a matter of time. And you know what? If you think about it, right now, there are very few investment products with exposure to Bitcoin. And it is inevitable. It is inevitable that thousands of investment products will be having Bitcoin exposure, will be forced to hold Bitcoin, buy Bitcoin. So you think about the big picture here. Everyone's worried about one ETF, okay? One ETF everyone's got their eyes on. And because it's got a date that's in the relatively near future, they think 2019, we'll hear about it. But I mean, think about 2020, 2021. There are going to be so many different financial products, instruments all over the world, investment products, whatever you want to call them, that will have to have Bitcoin, be exposed to Bitcoin, whatever you want to. And it's just a matter of time. You got to be patient here. You got to be patient. But you do think about that long-term picture, that we're talking thousands, and right now everyone's fixated on this one ETF. All right, I think that's it for tonight. I'm exhausted. I'm going to go to sleep soon. So pound that like button, bang that bell button, click on those squares. If you're watching this tape, watch my old shows at disruptmeister.com and techvault.com. It was a crazy This Week in Bitcoin on Friday, so check that out. I'm Adam Meister, the Bitcoin Meister, Disrupt Meister. Do subscribe to the channel and check out the links below. This is the Honey Badger shirt I got at the January 3rd party celebrating the 10th anniversary of Bitcoin here in Tel Aviv. I'll say hi to everybody in the chat. Bye-bye.